Hello and welcome to another video. Today I thought I would check out Amino over here, and I'm recording this from my iPhone as well as from my camera. So I'm doing this because I'd like to try and get some of my reactions from this, because today what we're going to be doing is we're basically going to be reacting to one of these Amino communities. Now the one that I have in mind is this conspiracy theory one over here, between the tubers and the My Little Pony one. And I joined this because I was actually working on, or hoping to, work towards a specific thing that involves conspiracy theories and stuff like that. So my plan was to join this Amino, kind of get somewhat of a community built up on there, and hopefully, create this project that involves, anomalies and just conspiracy theories and stuff like that. And weird, not necessarily conspiracy theories, but weird things that are going on in the world, and usually that is attributed to conspiracy theories. So I thought I would go ahead and join this Amino because I thought maybe, it would help. And if you actually look up this Amino, it has a pretty big community according to like its stats and stuff. So as this one had a pretty big thing, but as you will see once we join in, there's not actually that many people currently there, because there's never usually that many people there, which is, I find, very odd. Anyway, I haven't done anything other than like quickly browse through all this, so it's kind of bringing me through all the steps of like when you first join an Amino and stuff like that again for some reason. So this is Conspiracy Theory Amino. They can't even all their letters in a single word. They can't put the Y next to the C for some reason. But anyway, so, is that a conspiracy? Anyway, for some reason it's like brings you to this homepage. So get rid of this. And it kind of tells you about the leaders, their guidelines, that sort of thing. As you can see, there's only like 12 people online right now, and I think that's very telling of this community. It's definitely a dead community, definitely a dead Amino in my opinion, because there's only like 12 people online at any given moment, maybe sometimes 30-ish. Anyway, I thought I would check out this Amino, because when I first got it, I decided to browse it, kind of see what's going on there. And I've seen a couple of very ridiculous posts on here, so I thought it would be fun if I could, take everything on here and basically just kind of look around in there and kind of just react to some of the stuff that's on here. So let's this one is one that I saw when I first joined. It is NASA is hiding a second sun. This goes in depth, but trust me, it's very hard to follow. So it's talking about Nibiru X, or Planet X, which is this big conspiracy that there's this big planet over there, past the ninth planet or whatever, that there's another big planet over there, and that it's like as big as Earth, and it's like as good as Earth or whatever, and every so often it passes near Earth's orbit and kind of screws up everything in the solar system. That's supposedly this theory. There has been a little bit of evidence for it in the past. I think some people, like actual scientists, have found somewhat of an evidence for this, but at the same time there's like basically no evidence for this, and it's like very ridiculous. But this post, basically, it goes on to claim that there's a second sun somewhere. It's actually very confusing. It actually tries to grab stuff from like different articles, I guess, and it doesn't really make sense. Like Paul Cox is a presenter for the online Slew Telescope channel. I don't even know what that means, which broadcasts live shows to show significant astronomical events. And speaking about the view from the telescope, which showed the sun and Mercury to the left. So basically, there was just, for some reason, this person, I don't know why they mentioned this, but for some reason they're mentioning how like this got pictures of the sun and you can see Mercury there, which obviously you would be able to. I don't know what the deal is with all that, but whatever. And it says that the large glowing shape to the right, which some viewers thought was just the sun being reflected, he said you can see there the sun is on the left. So this guy is basically saying that there's this live show where these people kind of look at astronomical events, and they had some kind of telescope set up or something. They were looking at the sun, that you could see Mercury in there on the left. So basically they're saying that in this, I guess you could see the reflection of the sun on this telescope or whatever. And I guess the guy misspoke and said that the sun was on the left, and when it was actually on the right, and the glare was on the left, and maybe they kind of misspoke or something. And they're taking that, I guess, to say that this is a second sun. Or, well, actually, hang on, let me reread this. You can see the small black dot that is Mercury, according to, is what this person said. Now, you may be asking yourself that, what is that large round dot thing to the right of our sun? That's our second sun. I don't know if you knew that, but we had a... I didn't know if you knew that we had a second sun, but there it is. It's normally hidden from view. NASA and other organizations They usually hide that stuff away from us, but there it is. It is true. A subtitle also appearing saying "Second Sun," another added NASA cover-up. So this is honestly really ridiculous. I think this is the image that they're trying to say. So this glare over here that I'm showing over here, I guess that's what they're saying is the second sun, and this right here itself, this big orangish thing over here, is the actual sun, and I guess that's Mercury up there, one of these black dots or something. And I guess that's what this conspiracy theory guy is supposedly saying, is that this glare, which is obviously just a glare from their telescope or something else, maybe even just a light source that's near the telescope, and they're taking this to be that this is an entire other sun, like another sun just sitting there, and I think that's very odd. It goes on to, like, talking about some things that viewers say, regardless of how you make the remarks, it has prompted a flurry of conspiracy theory YouTube videos suggesting Nibiru is about to make its pass, which people, I don't know what the heck the deal is with this whole Nibiru conspiracy, but ever since I heard about it, like, several years ago, which when I was, like, really young when I heard about this, I mean, I'm not even joking, I had to have been, like, maybe 15, maybe even 13. I'm not really sure how young I was. I'm 22 now. But when I first heard about this, I thought it was actually really interesting. Is it possible, I thought to myself as a kid, is it possible that there's another planet somewhere in our solar system that we just haven't seen yet? And, I very quickly realized that doesn't really hold water. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Surely we would have seen it by now. And ever since back then, these people have been saying, Nibiru is about to pass, guys. It's going to pass soon. Get ready. People have been saying that ever since I first heard about it, which was at least a decade ago. There's all kinds of strange conspiracy theories like this, though, on here. See if we can find another one real quick. Oh, the moon is fake. That's another common one. A lot of people say that the moon is fake. There is, if you're prone to conspiracy theories, I can see how you can, see this happening, because there has been like very big mysteries going on with the moon. They did recently discover this huge metallic anomaly within the moon itself that's like huge. It takes up a good portion of it, and people don't know what's going on with that. That kind of contributes to the evidence, but it's ultimately not evidence that the moon is fake. Anyway, moving on. Google is evil. Viewer discretion advised. Actually, I don't know what this is. Let's see what this is. So I liked it, apparently. I guess I liked it when I hit that like all button. Anyway, it says this video may be sensitive and triggering to some viewers. Please do not watch it if you are sensitive. Other opinions that aren't your own and or are sensitive to political talking points. I do not wish to offend anyone here. This is my opinion, and my opinion is that Google is a piece of shit company that has too much power and influences and misguided in their motives. I guess this person took Watch Dogs a little bit too seriously. Are pregnant mothers and babies immune to sickness? What? What? Okay, I've done loads of research on this theory. As it turns out, there are certain cells in the mother's body that form us, our skins and our organs and everything else. These cells are known as stem cells. They have great regenerative properties. My theory is that whenever a pregnant mother gets sick, the unborn child sends some of its stem cells to fight off the sickness. I first noticed this when my mother was pregnant with my younger sister. My mother had fallen down and her arm had got cut. Then that night, when my mom asked me to see if the cut was infected, it wasn't there anymore. This person just got healed from a cut, or maybe you didn't see it properly. Maybe they didn't get cut. This doesn't really... What? Okay, wait. I'm almost 100% sure that this is scientifically proven. Pregnant... Hang on. If so many people believe... I gotta look this up now. Hang on. We're taking a detour. We gotta look this up. This person said they did a little bit of research, though, so it's like... Support your immune system. Showing... Okay, what ways to help strengthen your immunity during pregnancy? So you're not increased immunity right there, right? Is your immune system stronger when you're pregnant? Look that up. Pregnant women's immune systems may actually be too strong, not too weak. When it comes to flu, a new study shows Cleveland the immune system is lowered slightly during pregnancy, rendering a pregnant woman more susceptible to coughs, flus, and flus. So right here, it basically disproves that immediately. Like that comment actually got me like, wait a minute, is it true? This guy says that he's been seeing this. Like, so this right here says it's not. Women's immune systems are apparently strong, but they're weaker when they're pregnant is lowered slightly during pregnancy. So it's weaker technically. I'm almost 100% sure that's scientifically proven. That's not. This guy was wrong. Yeah, that's weird. That was a wild one. It brought us out of the Amino. The conspiracy of why we're all here. Let's not even get into that. I don't want to have an existential crisis right now on camera. Why every person who wants good for the world dies early? What? What? Am I the only one who noticed that why all celebrities who want us to do good for us in the world die early? Like Freddie Mercury, who... What? Like Freddie Mercury, who died of AIDS at the age of 45. He was not perfect, but he was strong about the same. Like Princess Diana, who died. They use air quotes there, like she didn't actually die. She was from the royal family. She inspired a lot of people. Like me, this guy. You know, a little bit too much credit. And the people who don't have a talent. And the people who don't have a talent, do not kill me if I think you're my... What? This is getting weird. I live to make bad music or things like about... God, I can't even read this. Okay, let me restart. And the people who don't have a talent, do not kill me if I think that your favorite artist is not talented. That's my opinion. But live to make bad music or things about like Xanax and stuff. I personally think that maybe it's Illuminati's plan to do these things. Again, this is my opinion. Don't come from... What? Okay, I had a really hard time reading this, and I don't understand what their point is. People die. That's life. It's terrible, but people die. Okay, this one is one that I saw when I first jumped on an Amino. It's kind of funny. It goes, unbelievable. So even on vacation, you can never escape them. I thought the East Coast had it bad, but it looks like the West Coast of Florida has it bad as well. Take a look at these clouds. Take a look at these clouds. Take a look at these. Clouds don't form in such an artificial way in my book. If anyone has any explanation, comment below. As far as I can tell, they'll never stop spraying up our skies. So this guy is basically, one of the people that say that, contrails and stuff like that, or actually the government spraying down chemicals on the planet and on people and stuff like that to either make them dumb or... Actually, I don't know what the point of it is, and I don't think they really know what the point of it is either, but that's kind of what they all say, is that these are contrails and stuff like that, and... I mean, chemtrails, as they call them. But this is clearly contrails. I've actually seen these... I've seen these cloud formations before. I mean, not obviously the same exact ones, but very similar stuff to it. Basically, what it is these are contrails. The wind kind of hits the contrails, kind of curves them, kind of changes their shape just slightly, and that's basically all there is to this. But I thought it was really funny because the chemtrail conspiracy is one of those funny things that I've always been amused by. I obviously don't believe it, but I've always been amused by it because I've always thought it was kind of funny. This guy says, it's not a chemtrail, but I ain't saying it's not chemical reactions. Our Earth has O2 flowing through the air. It's oxygen you breathe when a jet speeds by faster than the sound. Heat comes at the cool, blah, 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 blah. These areas of artificial... So this guy is basically kind of trying to come up with a natural explanation, not saying they're chemtrails. Although this is a completely viable answer, may I point out a few pieces of evidence I have. First off, it was really jet engine exhaust or atmospheric pressure changes. The trails could disperse much faster. Dense heavy metals and several chemicals. When in the gas can take hours to disperse. So basically this guy is rambling on about how, it could have came from a jet, it could have been chemicals, and this is how it would have spread, instead. That's basically the same thing. This person is saying, I'm just amazed people actually still think chemtrails are a thing. Yep, those are indeed chemtrail clouds. These comments. There actually doesn't seem to be a whole lot more crazy stuff on here. So this guy is talking about the Mandela effect here. Rice Krispies are Rice Krispies. Me personally, it's always been spelt with a K. So I don't know. I don't know what it's actually spelt with. I'm pretty sure it is spelt with a K. But if you don't know what the Mandela effect is, basically it's the idea that something at some point shifted. In reality, maybe we shifted to a different plane of existence or whatever, and something changed slightly, like the Berenstein Bears or whatever, different stuff like that. So I'm not in the video here, but suffice it to say, there's a lot of weird conspiracies out there. I'm actually surprised I don't even see any flat Earth stuff on here, which is kind of weird, to be honest. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything else on here that's super weird. But yeah, there's weird stuff on this amino. I guess I do got to look a little bit harder than I thought I would have to, but there's weird stuff on this amino. That's really the point of this. And yeah, I joined this amino because I was gonna work on something that had this sort of theme to it. It's not a conspiracy theory idea or anything like that. It wasn't. It was more of an anomaly kind of theme where we were going to take anomalies and stuff like that and kind of talk about them. And there's something like that. I was gonna work towards something like this, but there doesn't really seem to be anything like this. So yeah, this is basically Conspiracy Theory Amino. If you'd like to follow me on different aminos and stuff like that, you saw them in the video. Hopefully you did. Hopefully it actually records and stuff. But basically, you can find me anywhere in the world as Danny Ball Sub. You can find me on Twitter, not Facebook. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, even Tumblr. I don't really use Tumblr. Anyway, anyway, that's gonna do it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed looking at some of the weirdness that's on this Conspiracy Theory Amino. Hopefully, they don't find this and end up banning me, because I definitely want to kind of explore more of this and see what other kind of weird stuff I can find. But anyway, that's really gonna do it for the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, do those wonderful things, because when you do those wonderful things, you get access to wonderful content. But not just that, you get to become wonderful yourself. And yeah, thank you for watching however you watched, and remember to stay wonderful.